Hello! Today I have a protein-packed recipe for you that makes for a speedy, healthy lunch. This tomato stuffed with dill salmon salad is so easy to make, and it's sure to wake up your taste buds when it's lunchtime. Here I have 4 large tomatoes. I'm going to cut a thin slice off the top of each tomato. I'll show you with this one. Then I'll just scoop out the pulp inside and the seeds with a metal spoon and put them into this bowl to use later because that will become part of our salmon salad filling. Now, here I have the rest of our tomatoes already scooped. If you don't have access to ripe tomatoes, you could use bell peppers instead as the vessel for this salmon salad. Any color pepper from green to red to orange. You would cut off the top, then remove the seeds and the membranes, and then if you wanted tomato flavors in your salad, you could use half a can of no salt added diced tomatoes. Now, onto our salmon. Here I have something that's always in my pantry along with my canned tuna, canned salmon. The American Heart Association recommends eating fish twice a week, especially oily fish like salmon or tuna, since they have omega-3 fatty acids, which help keep your heart healthy. And canned salmon or tuna is one of the easiest and most affordable ways to eat more fish. So when I buy canned seafood, I go for the salmon or tuna packed in water, and I look for the one with the lowest amount of sodium I can find. I also make sure I rinse the fish by dumping it into a strainer and running cold water over it to remove some of the sodium. For this recipe, I'm using one 14 3/4 ounce can of low sodium salmon. Or you can use 5 2.5 ounce pouches. So here's my salmon that I've already rinsed, and I'll just add that to this bowl. I used a fork to break it up into small chunks. Next, I have 2 celery stalks that I chopped into 1/4 inch pieces, and 3 green onions, sometimes called scallions, that I sliced up. In place of the scallions, you could use about 1/2 cup of finely chopped red onion instead. Both the celery and the onion will add some nice crunch and color. And now I'll add in our tomato pulp. Now for our mayo sauce, which will hold it all together. In this separate bowl, I'm mixing together 2 tablespoons of non-fat mayonnaise, 1/4 cup of plain low-fat yogurt, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, which is from half of a lemon, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of dried dill. I also like to use chopped fresh dill in this salad when I have it. You'd still need about 1 tablespoon. I'm going to give that a good mix. And I'm going to add it to our salmon mixture. And then I'm going to mix everything together. And now it's time to stuff and serve our tomatoes. I have a serving plate with a few pieces of romaine lettuce on this plate, already washed and patted dry. So starting with 1 tomato, I'm simply going to stuff it with about 3/4 of a cup of the salmon salad. And then I'm going to place the tomato on the lettuce. Next, I'm going to add a few slices of cucumber next to the tomato. And that's it. That's all there is to it. I hope you get to make this good for you and quick to the table tomato stuffed with dill salmon salad very soon. Thanks for watching.